Alright everyone, now that you have inserted your image of your work, which you will have to do again later on in the slide, now on the next slide you are going to be asked to use a program called Desmos to create a graph of your data from slide 5 here. So you want to go ahead and click this. This is a link here. Everyone in the slide presentation that is like this is a link. Just click on it, click on the link. It'll take you out to the graphing calculator here. As you can see, it's opening up. There we go. Brand new graphing graph here. You can move this around. So on this video, I'm going to be showing you just how to use Desmos, and then on the next video, showing you how to insert your graph into the in the slides. So first off, we're going to go ahead and move it over here because we only need to use this quadrant where x is positive, y is positive, because as you saw, we are only going from 0 to 11 and from 0 up to positive numbers that way. But as you can see, we're only going up to positive 10. However, in your information, your original first number was probably very high, something maybe like, let's say, 1900. And that should be actually the price of my car. Or something like unto that. So if this was my first number here, and my numbers are going down because it's depreciating, I need to have my graph on the y-axis go up to at least 1900 and possibly just go ahead and do 20,000. Not 1900, 19,000, going up to 20,000. So let's go ahead and go back to my graph. The way that we can change this so that it has those numbers is you go ahead and click on this wrench here. As you can see, it's the graph settings. And here we have the x-axis going up to 17.99. We can change that if you want. Might not be bad because we're only going up to 11 or 12, so you might want to change that down to 11 or 12. That would be fine. But more important is this one down here where we have our y-axis goes from negative 1.3 to up to 11.5. So we want to go ahead and click on that. We are going to select all of that, delete it, and I'm going to go ahead and put in 20,000. So 20,000, so 20,000. As you can see, it's already changed it here, and then I just click out and my graph has changed. Now, as you can see, I can't really see my x-axis, so I'm just going to move this just a little bit so I can see things a little bit better. And I can zoom in and out as much as I want if I want to change things using the zoom feature on the computer, but that's where we should be at. Now, you will be plotting points on here, so how you're going to go ahead and plot points is you go over here. My first point on my graph, I go back, was 0, 19,000. So I go back here, and if I open this up, I have a lot of different tools that I can use here. You can use the parentheses on your keyboard, you can click the parentheses here. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and my point was 0. I can again use the numbers here if I wanted to, comma 19,000, and as you can see, my point's already there. And I can end, see the parentheses kind of grayed out. I can go ahead and close those parentheses, and it darkens it, but my point's still there. Okay, and then hit return or enter. And we have our first point, and then you need to go back and do your next point. Let's say my next point, you will have this already worked out, but say my next point was 1, 17,000, and I go here, and again I insert 1, 17,000. Close my parentheses, hit enter, and I have another point. Now notice these points, they automatically change the color. Since this is all going to be from the same function, we're going to want them to be the same color, so go ahead up to here in the gear, just hit that. On the side here is where you can change the color of your points or your functions or whatever you need to do. And then here I'm going to go ahead and select the same color just so all my points are the same color and click done. Now also I may need to have a graph later on. Let's say I want the graph y equals, and then I can even just type y equals, let's say maybe 51x plus 8. And if I press enter and then close this, I'll see my graph happening down there. You will later on need to graph another set of points, maybe even graph a line, whatever you need to do, but that's kind of how you use Desmos. In the next video, I'll show you how to insert this graph into your slides presentation.